estate world is ever evolving, and between new property management laws and a shifting market, there is a lot for buyers, sellers, and landlords to keep up with. Today we are joined by Scott and David Knob, the father-son duo behind Frontier Real Estate Services and Coldwell Banker Frontier, to help us make sense of it all. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Good to be here.
Okay, so let's go over these new laws first, Scott. So what's going on? What's the update?
Oh, of course. So there's 5 key laws that came in 2025. One was just changed. It was AB 1482. So this is rent caps and just cause.
Okay.
So the most you can raise the rent if you're under AB 1482 is 5% plus CPI. Currently CPI is at 3.8. So if you're raising your rent today, it is 8.8% is the max you can go.
Okay.
This bill also has just cause evictions, which means once your tenant lives there for more than 12 months, you have to have a reason to evict them, even if they are month to month. The next one is AB 2579. This is the balcony inspections. If you have a deck or patio that is accessible to your tenants, it must now be inspected every 6 years.
Okay.
And it has to be a licensed architect or an engineer. It cannot be a contractor or handyman. The next one is AB 2801, the security deposit photography. This requires landlords to have 3 pictures of every single charge that they're going to take out of the tenant's deposit.
Okay.
So you need one when they move in, you need one when they move out and showing the damage, and then you also need one after the contractor's done showing the work was actually done.
Wow.
At that point, you are in compliance and you can actually deduct from the deposit. The next one is AB 2747. This is rent reporting. So landlords are required to report to at least one credit bureau.
Okay.
April 1st was the deadline to get your notices to your tenants. So if you haven't done that, now is definitely the time.
It was the time. You're a little late now.
And then last up, we have 2493. This is tenant screening and applications fees. The state of California is allowing landlords to screen tenants 2 different ways.
Okay.
One, highest and best. So you are going to take 10 applications, you're going to run every single one of them, you're going to pick one. You have to now refund at your cost the other 9.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The other way is you do first come, first serve. So the first one comes in, you deny it, you can keep the fee. Second one comes in, you approve, you can keep the fee. The other 8, you now have to refund, but it's no cost to you because you never ran their credit.
Oh, boy.
And that is all your legal updates.
There's a lot
for property management. I highly, highly encourage you to see if you are exempt or non-exempt from each one of these. Contact an attorney or simply call Frontier Real Estate Services, and we'll make sure you stay in compliance.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much to keep up with for property management.
It really is.
You're like, this is my full-time thing.
Every day.
All right, and let's move on to what our market looks like. So for our buyers, for our sellers, David, what's it looking like now?
Well, it's ever changing. You're absolutely correct. And so in the last 6 months in the Bakersfield Association Realtors MLS, we've been looking and gathering data and looking at it. And so in the month of April, there were 817 homes that were actively listed, and that was an increase of 3.2% from the previous month. There was 565 new listings, which is, that means sellers are putting their houses on the market. And that was an increase of 9.1% from the prior month.
That's a massive
jump.
So
that's a big increase. There was 359 homes sold in the month of April, which is good, and it was a 2.6% increase of the month of March.
Okay.
But the one thing that stood out that I really liked was the properties that went under contract. We had 463 properties went under contract in the month of April, and that was an increase of 15.5% from the month of March. A huge difference. The average house on the market stayed taking about 37 days to get an offer, and then about another 30 to 45 days to close. There are 2 key factors to determine whether we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market, and they're called absorption rates. And there's the closed sales absorption, and then there's the sale pending absorption rate. Anything under 16.66% is considered a buyer's market. Anything over 33.33 is considered a seller's market.
There's a lot of math in here.
A lot of math. So on closed sales absorption rate for the month of April, it was 43.9.
Oh, wow.
And the sale pending absorption rate was the highest it's been in the last 6 months, and it was 56.7%.
Wow.
Both key factors, both key indicators show us that we are in a seller's market. My advice to sellers, if you're thinking about selling your property, now's the time to take advantage of low inventory and high demand. We have a lot of buyers out there.
Yeah.
The interest rates are actually at a fair price. My advice to buyers is to get out there, get in the market. I've been doing this for over 25 years. Rents are not coming down.
No, they are not.
And it is always better to own than it is to rent.
You know, I think part of it is summer coming up too, right? Isn't that like a really hot time to sell and buy a house because people are in between school and they don't want to disrupt their kids, so they like to move during this time period?
Yes, they want to move before September when everybody goes back to school in August and September.
Yeah. So not make it crazy. Does that apply to property management too? Do you see a lot of movers during that time?
Absolutely. June is a huge uptick. Tax season is a huge uptick. And then right after school starts, it starts slowing down.
And it slows down all the way to Christmas, right? That's what I hear. Okay.
Nobody wants to move in the holidays.
No, it's already too stressful. Okay, so if our friends at home need your expertise, whether it comes to property management or buying or selling a home, how do they get a hold of you?
Just simply call 661-588-3283 for Bakersfield, and all the other numbers for the other cities are up on the screen.
Yeah, because you cover everywhere. It's like,
yeah, we're all in Kern County.
I can't believe how much you cover. It's crazy. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming in and giving us all those updates. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time. More Studio 17 coming up. Stick around.